Le Mans Ultimate has been released for a while already, so it's time now to answer the question that many people have. Is it any good for beginners? Let's find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is SimDave, and today I have something different from usual, at least from my channel. We are gonna take a look at Le Mans Ultimate and see how it is for beginners. Now, when it comes to LMU, Le Mans Ultimate, there is a lot of content out there, but most of it comes from pro esport drivers or pro sim racers. And a lot of people that are not pro or not, super good at it are asking, is it something I should try? What is the level of detail? What is the level of simulation that Le Mans Ultimate has? And can I cope with it? Can I be any good in that? So today I think is the moment for us to find that out. And if you don't follow me, I'm definitely not a professional esport driver or sim racer in general. I have about 130 hours in ACC, a couple of hours in race room, and that's it. Actually, when it comes to LMU, as you see here, I have 0 hours, 0 minutes. I've never opened the game. I've never done anything with it. So what I want to do today is start the game for the first time with you and try all three categories of cars, so GTE, LMP2, and Hypercars, and see how they handle and how they are to drive and how easy or difficult they are to drive for a beginner sim racers like myself and like many others out there. But let's jump into it. Here we are, Le Mans Ultimate. So as you've seen, I've created the profile, and what you haven't seen is I did some settings, mainly button assignments on the control part, force feedback. I found this online. I haven't tried it yet, so hopefully it's good. One thing, I think it's here. Make sure that this value is the same you have in your wheelbase. I read it doesn't work otherwise. So make sure that I put that in my Moza pit house. What else? Yeah, I did some changes. Oh, one thing I want to mention is that I did basically turn off all the aids. I only left the auto clutch because I don't have a clutch pedal. But apart from that, all the rest is basically off, apart from minor things like headlights and wipers. I hope these settings are good because I haven't tried them yet, and so it's time to try. I also noticed that the car here changes every time you go back and forth in the menus. One thing I want to mention, let's start with the race weekend, is that as you know, LMU has three categories: GTE, LMP2, and Hypercars. I will try with GTE first because I want to then progress to P2 and Hypercar. And you will have different sections for it in the video. So look, if you want to jump to P2 or Hypercars, just check for the timestamp in the description, and you will be able to. So let's start with. I want to start with Monza, which is the track I know the best among those, apart from Spa. As I said, GTE. Let's go with, I don't know, let's try Ferrari. Why not? Practice all classes. I'm not gonna do all 4 hours. I'm just gonna try a few laps. Yeah, let's leave everything as it is, and let's start trying. Let's start trying. Let's see how it goes. Apparently, this will take quite some time. All right. So that took a very long time to load. This is why I decided to fast forward it, because it was like at least 1.5 million. Yeah. Anyway, I think we are spoiled with ACC if you guys playing ACC. What do we have here? Okay, start practice. I'm not gonna do the full hour, as I mentioned, just a few laps. Just want to see how this handles. Tires. Let's stay on the soft for now. I think is the safest choice. Setup. I'm not gonna change anything. Let's leave it as it is. Yeah, let's start driving. Let's see how this goes. My very first lap in Le Mans Ultimate. The force feedback is, I mean, the wheel is a bit weird. It feels very grainy. Also, I'm not particularly fond of this kind of view with the wheel. But as far as I know, you don't have other options. You have like the hood. I think this is the hood view. You have the behind. You have this one. I don't know how it's called. And yeah, you have this one. So it's same as race room basically. So engine on. Speed limiter on. Let's start the engine. Okay. Sound not too bad. Not what I was expecting, but let's try. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, the wheel feels a bit better in when you're moving, but yeah, it feels very grainy still. Limiter off and let's go. So I know that I've seen that it takes a long time to warm up the tires. Hopefully. Why is so dirty the wheel? The wheel, I mean the windscreen. Oh, the force feedback is not too bad, apart from the graininess, as I mentioned already. Oh, okay, whoa. It's very easy to lock up, apparently. I was trying the brake. The wheel, maybe because the tires are not warm yet. I think I need to be careful on the brake. Oh, but I have to say that at least for now, the car feels pretty good. Yeah, the tires are definitely not getting any warmer. Oh, okay, another lockup. These cars obviously don't have ABS, while obviously, like, if you're coming from ACC, you know that you're used to, like, slam the brake and the car does the rest for you. So I think I already know that I need to be more careful on the brake, but it seems like it's quite easy to lock up. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, the tires seem warmer now. Let's see what we can do as a first lap with a GTE. I don't necessarily like the sound of this Ferrari though. Okay, that was so... Whoa! I almost lost it there. I think they do have TC, yeah, it seems like there is TC. So only ABS is not present. I have to say that I gave a fair amount of brake in there and I didn't lock up, which I was a bit of afraid of. I've locked up a little bit. Whoa! I didn't notice the hypercar behind. I think we touched. Oh, that what is that? LMP2? Yeah. Maybe if I don't look at the LMP2, I look at the street is better. The LMP2 braked quite early. Okay, I think this lap will not count then. But I have to say, I'm surprised. I thought it would be quite more difficult to drive. In fact, it's not that bad. Let's see what lap time we can do. Very long gear ratio. Oh, a bit of lock up there. I think I slow down too much.
Time 1:57.26.
Time is definitely not great, but I also got out of the truck, so let's see if I can do a proper lap this time. I think I can brake a little bit later. I don't want to overdo myself and spin or go out. I don't understand. It seems like the gears are quite slow. Short, but also long at some point. I don't understand. Yeah. Wow. This car slowed down a lot in front of me, and now it's going. Yeah. Wow. Oh, I should mention that I set the. I don't know how the AI is, so I set the AI at 80%, probably is a little bit too low. That's why probably they're slowing up that much. But look, for now, I can't complain. It's going pretty well. I mean, in terms of car handling. I feel like I'm slowing down way too early. I'll try to do a better lap next. Yeah. Great handling. I think I'm on the soft tires, right? So maybe that also contributes to to the handling and to the turning and everything.
That time was a 1:54.31.
Again, not a great time, but consider this my first, like, well, third lap. Oh, okay. Now I haven't braked enough. I think it's kind of harder to get it right at the first time because you don't know how the car reacts and whatnot. This is truly my first time driving on LMU, so I have no idea on what I should do or shouldn't. Where's the other car? One thing that really bothers me, as I read that online, is that there's no spotter and there's no radar, which I think are quite important, especially for beginners. Like, I had no idea where this hypercar was. And especially if you're playing online, I know you can install like a plugin for rFactor 2 for the radar, and I didn't do it for this specific test, but because I wanted to see the game as it is. But yeah, I will definitely recommend doing it. I feel like I'm losing so much time because of the other classes of cars. I should have put the AI higher than what it is. Lock up there. Whoa, lost the rear for a second, but it was very controllable. I'm impressed. I mean, my time is not great, obviously. It's 1:54 is definitely not a good time. I would like to see if I can get an actual lap without anybody braking so early in front of me. And without making a mistake. Okay. Oh. I lost the rear for a moment there again. This is definitely not bad. This is definitely not bad. Honestly, I was expecting much worse because I read that, especially under braking, you need to be very careful. And seems like, obviously, I need to be more careful than what I do with ACC. As I mentioned before, if you know ACC, you just slam down your brake and you're good. But overall, good feeling. The only thing, as I mentioned, I don't like that much is the graininess of the wheel. But again, maybe that could be down to some settings I have, or I don't know. Okay, let's do one more lap. Hopefully a cleaner lap, and then we try LMP2. But as you can see, I'm consistently going down as more as I understand better the car. I did have a brake, a lock up there. You could also see that my right front tire was getting red, overheated.
That time was a 1:53.75.
Definitely not a great time by any means, but I feel very confident, and I think that as I use this car more, or the game more, I put in the neutral. I think there's a setting for you to allow to disable shifting down to neutral when like in a normal shifting or something like that. I was saying that I have a feeling that I can definitely get much better pace with this car if I play a little bit more, because it obviously is always, everything is down to practice. Yeah, definitely a lot better. Some occasional look up here and there, but that could be due to my being used with ABS, which, as I mentioned before, those cars don't have. Okay, what do we have here? 1:52.0. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, not time-wise, the lap time is definitely bad. But I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the overall handling of the car. As I mentioned, I was fairly worried about the brake handling. I read that it's very critical. At least with this car, I don't know, maybe I will try next time other cars, but I think it's, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, let's go to LMP2. Okay, so let's do Sebring. I'm not very expert on Sebring. It's not on ACC. It's one of my favorite trucks to watch. I never raced on it. Let's try, and let's go with LMP2. And let's select, I want the Prema. Where is the Prema? What is, Panis, Prema, well, almost there. And yeah, let's leave everything as it is, and I'll see you after the loading. Still practice. Let's start. Oh, you don't have soft tires here, only medium and wet. Well, medium it is. It's not raining, I guess. So, car setup as usual. Let's leave it as it is, and let's start driving. Same graininess in the feedback. Start the engine. Start the engine. Okay, this sounds a little bit better. Where do I have to go? I don't know where I have to go. Should I go there? Apparently. Oh, the wheel here is very limited rotation. Did I hit the barrier? Let's turn here. This not only is my first lap on an LMP2, it's my very first lap on Sebring on any sim. So bear with me if I'm not great at this track. Don't look at lap times. I will only focus on the car feeling and the car handling and how easy or difficult it is to drive this car around. Go, go, go! It sounds great. It sounds much better than the Ferrari. Being on medium, I think we need to be a lot more careful on the tire. Whoa, definitely on the tire temperature. It looks great. Ooh, lock up. Yeah, I need to remember to be gentle on the brake. Probably shifting in first, middle of the corner was not a great idea. I don't know where to go. I think the turn was there. Never mind. Oh, it's not turning. As I mentioned, I don't know the track very well. As you can see. At least the tires are somewhat... oh, the curb was brutal. I was saying that the tires are somewhat warm. Okay, not two gears down at the same time. Looks like the car doesn't like it. Need to turn a little bit more. I feel like the car turns less than the GTE we tried before. This sounds great though. Also the feeling on the wheel is completely different from the GTE. Whoa, so bumpy. You're gonna love Sebring. I'm sure this is definitely not how you race at Sebring. Okay. Whoa. Okay, speaking of being very sensitive on the brake, right? I think it was not just the braking, I think it was the fact that I downshifted twice in a very short time. And that probably locked up the rear. Or contributed to lock up the rear. I need to be more careful with that, probably. This is the turn that we didn't do before. I think this, if on the GTE was fairly fast, was very easy, I mean, to pick up pace. This needs a bit more practice to handle, to master. I should have probably tried with a track that I know better. But the car feels pretty good, apart from the locking up in the downshift as we've seen before. I have no idea where should I... The curves are brutal on this thing, though. You feel it very much through the wheel. Oi, oi! What the... Okay, that was my fault. That was definitely my fault. I should have avoided it. My bad. Oh no, the car feels different. I must have damaged something. You can definitely see or feel the damage in the wheel. It feels like, I don't know, it feels different. Uh-oh. Yeah, and this doesn't really turn. So I would say definitely more difficult to handle than the GTE. Now we have quite some damage, as you can see. Look at the position of the steering wheel in the straight line. I guess it's all part of the learning. But it still go fairly well in my opinion. I mean, obviously it's weird that I want to try entering the pits and see how it is. Whoa. Yeah, you need to be a lot more careful. So that I'm a bit worried for the hypercars now. Yeah, that's definitely not how you drive. It's good that we hit that car because now I also know how it feels in I have no idea where the pit entry is actually. Now I just realized this is the exit, so probably the pit entry was there. Well, yeah. All right, let's try something different. Let's. All right. Now that we know how it is to handle an LP2, or we kinda know at least, let's see if we can set some clean laps. I think I read somewhere that LMP2s are, or LMP2 is the most used class in, or most popular class in LMU online racing. And I think, apart from the crash and everything we had, I was starting to feel like why that is. It feels like it's very, it's probably very fun to drive. It's a bit more, a bit harder than GTE. I need to remember that we have very cold tires. It's probably a lot, I mean, not probably, it is harder than GTE is to drive with. But I can see this, you know, if give me more practice, after all this is only my third lap or fourth lap, give me more practice and I think this can be very fun to drive. Also, I should, as I mentioned, I think I should probably have tried with on a track that I actually know. That would be a better test probably, but it takes quite some time for the tires to warm up. That's for sure. But it feels quite fun. Whoa, I went almost too wide. Again, I did the... I think it was a combination between braking and downshifting that got me there. I need to be very careful with the downshifting, especially the double downshifting like I just did. Luckily, I didn't lock up there. I lost the rear for a while again. Can I do one clean lap? Oh, very, very bumpy. You can feel the bumps very, very clearly. Mission clean lap. A bit too much of brake there. Yeah, you need to be. If it was true on the GTE that you need to be very sensitive with the brake, it's even more important here. You lock up very easily, as you have seen right now. So this is definitely more complex to drive than the GTE. I'm curious to see now what will be with a hypercar. Feels like this car is pretty stable at high speed, but it's very oversteery at low speed. Oh, especially if you forget to turn for the actual turn. So the question was, can I get a clean lap? No. Apparently I can't. But that's not down to the car, it's down to me not knowing well the truck. Whoa. That bump unsettled the car very much. Please don't look at the time. It's definitely bad. All right. I think I want to try one thing. How you feel? Like I want to do a massive lockup. So I did a massive lockup there. I want to see if it's any different in terms of. No, not really. I want to see if it's any different in terms of how you feel the car. You know, if you can feel the flat spot. Oh, I think I start feeling something. Oh, definitely, yes. Let me try one more time. Okay, now I should have massive flat spots. Oh, and you do feel it. Oh yeah. You do feel it. Once more. Okay. Oh, now you definitely feel it. Like, it's very... Whoa, I have a huge vibration on the wheel. It's really vibrating. Feels like, you know, the massage chair? Wow. All right. So, yeah, what should we say? Not too bad. Definitely more difficult to drive than GTEs. Don't take my time on this track because, as I mentioned, I don't know the track that much. But it felt definitely twitchier and more complex to drive than a GTE. Let's try with Hypercars. All right, let's try some Hypercars, and I want to do it at Spa, which I know a little bit better. So Hypercars, and let's take, yeah, let's still go with Ferrari. Let's leave everything as it is, and again, I'll see you after the loading. Cool. Let's start this test. Tires. Let's stay with the soft for now. We may change later to see how they handle differently. Setup is same. Let's start driving. I'm quite nervous. I don't know what to expect. GT was easy. LMP2 a little bit less, as you may have seen. So let's see what hypercars are like. Oh, it sounds interesting. Oh, this is definitely less grainy than LMP2 and GT on the. I mean, I'm talking about the feeling on the wheel. I think I need to be very careful, and I know watching other videos that I know that the tires on hypercars take a very long time to get into temperature. The classic Ferrari sound. So I'll try to do one lap to understand the car. Understand how it handles, the brakes. Okay, I can push quite a bit, apparently. I'm talking about the brake. Oh, lost the rear there. Very twitchy with cold tires. Whoa, almost lost it there. Yeah, you definitely need to be very careful with the cold tires. And these are soft tires, so I don't want to imagine how you drive with like hard tires. You need to be a lot more focused than the other car classes. And I'm not going fast. I'm definitely not going fast. As you can see. I'm not trying to take this flat out for sure. Not yet, at least. I have to say that the steering became very hard at higher... Wow, it didn't turn. At higher speed. Now I hope the tires are getting in a better position in the temperature wise. I don't know if it's me, but it doesn't turn. Just in case, let's slow down. Yeah, it's very hard to turn at high speed also. Becomes very hard. The wheel. I don't know if it's done to my settings or not. This is not how you drive at Spa. I think that now that the tires are having a decent temperature, I feel like this is easier than the LMP2. Oh. One thing for sure, the eye doesn't care if you're there or not. And I only have like 90% aggressiveness or something like that. But this feels better than the LMP2 I just tried. I went a bit too long here. My fault, I think I've overbraked myself.
Lap 2, 14.64.
You can be also a little bit more aggressive on the brake compared to the LMP2, I feel. Can we do a rouge? Seven gears, right? Yes. When you try a new class of car, it's always difficult to understand where you should brake. In my opinion. Okay, now I locked up. This is my first lock up though, apart from with the cold tire. You can definitely need to use the throttle more for turning in this car. It doesn't really turn without much throttle. You need to turn it with your feet, not with your hands. But yeah, I mean, I really feel like this is easier than the LMP2 I tried before. I was not expecting this. Okay, I overbraked myself again.
Lap 2, 11.81.
I just want to try with a different set of tire. Because I think this was easy because we are on the soft tires. But what if we had the hard tires? Let's go. So now we are on the hard tires. I expect it to be a lot more complicated. Let's see. Very impressed. Again, I'm very surprised. I thought this would be harder than it is, or than I felt it. Oh wow. Now it doesn't turn at all. What happened? Oh, it's going all over the place just on the acceleration. I wonder how long it will take for the tires to put some temperature. Because as soon as I touched the throttle, it was sliding all over the place. So let me brake earlier. Yeah, also the front, it's very light somehow. It's probably sliding all over the place on the turns. How they can drive this? Like it's not turning. And it's turning too much. So you have a combination of a lot of oversteer and a lot of understeer until the tires are on temperature. Yeah, it's going very wide. I don't really like the feeling. I have to tell you, I was liking the feeling with the soft, But with those hard tires, whoa, big lockup. I think I got saved by the Porsche. Still sliding all over the place. I hope that once they are having a correct temperature, which is definitely not now, I hope that they feel okay. Lock up. On the lower RPMs, this car feels like there's a bunch of like nuts, like bolts and nuts in the gearbox, trying to like break everything. Okay, I feel probably now there's a bit more heat in the tires. I don't know. I tried to trail brake like I did before and it's not turning. And it keeps sliding all over the place. Maybe the tires are not warm enough yet. Whoa. Yeah, it's definitely a lot harder to drive. A lot harder to drive. I'm glad I tried with a hard, because with the soft was easy peasy. And I think you have just a limited set of tires between soft and hard and medium that you have to use, probably. Also, like, the soft will probably last a handful of laps. Okay. I think I'll do one more lap. Hopefully the tires are warmer. At least I didn't over brake myself.
That time was a 2:17.45.
I did here. But you can see it's very slidey everywhere. And now, if you look at the temperature, the tires should be fairly okay. I don't know. You make your own conclusions, but it's very hard. I probably need a lot more practice to being able to handle like hypercars decently. Or half decently. What the? I was braking, but it didn't brake. Alright, I think I have my conclusions here. First of all, as I mentioned at the beginning, these were my very first laps on LMU. Never opened the game before, so take it for what it's worth. And I think that all I've seen, all I've experienced, will be totally different over years. Not years. I mean days and hours of practice. But again, this was my point of view on a complete beginner on LMU and a beginner sim racer in general on how this could be approached. I think that for the GTE part, I was very surprised. It was very easy. I felt myself very comfortable in the car. Obviously, I knew already that I had to take a little bit more careful braking. But apart from that, I had a couple of lockups. Definitely my time was not amazing, but it was better than I expected going into a new game that I never played before with no ABS and so forth. So I would say GTE, okay for beginners. Now, LMP2. LMP2, it's a lot harder. It's a lot more, a lot harder to handle. A lot harder, especially under braking. If you've seen the footage, I lost the car so many times under braking. It's true that I was racing on Sebring, which, as I mentioned multiple times, is a track that I don't necessarily know that much. But yeah, I felt like it was a lot harder to handle under braking. For the rest, it was not too twitchy on their acceleration. Was a fairly good feeling. And as I mentioned also during the footage, if you've seen it, I think given some more practice, would be a very fun car to drive. And I do understand why it's the fan favorite on online racing on LMU. Hypercars, that's a different story. Like you've seen on the soft tires, easy to drive. As soon as like one lap after getting out of the pits, the car was very stable, was very nice, very easy to drive, very enjoyable to drive. I switched to the hard, completely different car. Like it couldn't brake, it wouldn't brake, it wouldn't turn, it couldn't accelerate. I was sideways all the time. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad car. I'm just saying is for beginners, yeah, not so much. You can't, if you could run the whole time with softs, I think it would be a good thing. But the soft tires, I think they will last only a handful of laps, and then you probably have worse performance than hard tires. So to recap, GTE, if you're beginners, go for it. Great car, great feeling, no issue whatsoever. LMP2 will take a lot of practice, a lot more practice, but I think it's gonna be a fun experience. Hypercars, that will need a lot of practice if you are a beginner to actually being able to enjoy it with non-soft tires. That's my point of view at least. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me or if you have a different opinion or what your experience is with LMU. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like. And I hope I will see you in the next time here at SimDave.